Hi there and welcome back to Best Practice TV. In this episode we're talking about environmental management in the context of organisations and what you can do in your organisation to consider the bigger picture and minimise your impact on the environment and look at some opportunities for improvement and doing your bit. Stay tuned. In the context of your organisation, it's important to consider a whole bunch of stuff. It's not just about recycling the paper and the toner cartridges in your office, but it's thinking about the bigger picture. And by and large, if you look at a whole bunch of the stuff that you use in your business, a lot of it is probably manufactured in somewhere that's a very long way away from where you're currently operating. Here in Australia, we import a heap of stuff from China, and where I am today is up on the Great Barrier Reef in a town called Cairns. And I think what's really important to consider is as we look around this port, we can see that some of these ships are used to transport goods and services into this particular port, and I guess what's really critical is that those things are coming through a World Heritage listed area, and obviously we can use gasoline and fuel and diesel and all those sorts of things in the organisation. Some of those things have got to come through really sensitive environmental areas, so don't forget that when you're operating your organisation that those things form part of your environmental aspects and impacts. How do you actually impact the whole way that the economy operates? As we talk about the environmental impacts of your organisation, and obviously in this particular area, any of the companies that are operating in the industrial estates and commercial business areas of Cairns and certainly remotely from there, as we bring some of those goods and services through that really sensitive area, obviously we can have accidents and we can have incidents, and those things can impact those very sensitive areas. It's a huge tourism industry here in Cairns, international tourists coming from all over the world to see this amazing reef, the Great Barrier Reef. And I think what's really important is that you have a small part anywhere that you are in the world in how your goods and services are transported. So it's not just about recycling the paper and the toner cartridges and those sorts of things in your organisation, it's your transport routes, and it's not only your transport routes but it's the places that your things are being manufactured. So for example, do the raw materials for the goods and services that you consume come from mines that operate in very sensitive areas? So thinking about the bigger picture, those are a whole bunch of things to consider. There's obviously the operation of your organisation, the inputs that you consume, the activities that you undertake, and the things that are your outputs. Obviously your goods and services, your outputs plus your waste. But I think what's really important to consider as a second part of this is how you actually can help and or impact your customers. And we talked recently about an electrical contractor who had the opportunity to save over the lifetime of a building. His client had the opportunity to save a huge amount of energy, and that electrical contractor really hadn't thought about the opportunity that actually he can give a whole bunch of advice to the client because he's the specialist. So when you think about your organisation, think about how you can help your customer from an environmental perspective. What are you doing? Are you an environmentally sensitive organisation? Are you using organic raw materials? Are you looking at the whole environmental footprint? And can you help your customer by promoting what you do, and that your customer they can promote that they buy from green suppliers? So have a think about what your goods and services are, have a think about what the inputs and outputs are of your goods and services, and have a think about your customers. And you can start to think about how you can apply that in your environmental management system to improve the environmental footprint of your business, the whole environmental life cycle of your business, and minimise, for example, your carbon footprint. So if you want to know some more information on how to actually look at this in terms of a full system in your organisation, take a look at ISO 14001. Best Practice offers actually a certification to that program, so that's something that you can consider in the bigger picture. But have a think about your organisation, have a think about what some of the goals might be, and it might be just to research and get an understanding of what you need to do. And don't forget some of your legal and other requirements. That's a big part of ISO 14001 and some of the things you need to consider. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We've got tons more coming your way. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like our Facebook page. We've got videos dropping on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays. See you soon.